Facebook page or a Facebook group. That's not a business. If you do buy-ins and you say, hey, I'm going to bring in this if I hit the minimum, and okay, comment if you want it, that's not a real business. That's not owning an e-commerce business. An e-commerce business is where people can say, I want to buy something right now. They can go there, they can give you money and check out, just like they do at Target. So if you're selling like that, you should think about getting an actual online store where your customers can spend money when they're ready, not just when you're ready. The other thing is, if you're selling on somewhere like Etsy, you may have an online platform. People may be able to shop whenever they want, but you don't own that customer. Etsy does. So same with Square. If you have a Square website, Square does not give you access to your emails. So think about that. Think about that. If you're selling on Etsy and you decide that you don't want to sell on Etsy anymore and you leave, you have no way to contact your customers. They're not your customers, right? They're Etsy's customers. So selling on an online platform, like having your own website, you have to have it just for that reason. It's super important, because when customers come there and they go to the cart and they fill out their email address and maybe they don't complete the cart, or when they come to your website, they can fill out your pop-up to get a coupon, you get access to their email address and you own that. The biggest asset that you can have when you have an online business is your email list, because that is how you contact your customers directly. It's really, really important. So if you're selling on Facebook even, you may have been collecting email addresses, but then you have the issue that customers can't buy on their time, they have to buy on your time. And that's not a good way to do business. Okay, the third misconception is that you need thousands of dollars to get started. I actually did some research a few months back and I looked up how to open an online boutique, for example. And it said like 50,000, 30 to 50,000, I think, was the common number that I came across. And that is just so disheartening. If you don't know anything about it and you go and you read that stuff, you might think that's true, and it's just not. So you can open an online store with $500 to $1,500 selling whatever product you want. It's just you have to have the right product that your customer wants, right? So you have to know who your customer is exactly. Who are you selling to? And you have to know where they hang out. So if you have product, if you have the right product, you know who your customer is, you know where they hang out, that's what you need. If you don't have one of those things, you're not going to be successful. So let's say you have a customer that likes, I don't know, let's take for example Lululemon. Would you imagine that Lululemon knows who their customer is? Type yes if you do. I mean, silly question, right? Do you think that Lululemon and Target and any other big companies, do you think that they know who their customer is? Or do they just randomly buy products and hope for the best? You know that they have full teams, right? You know they have full teams discovering who their customer is. You know Lululemon knows exactly who their customer is. They have what you call an avatar that says our customer, and she even has a name. It's like a really unusual name. But Lululemon has an avatar and their customer is one person. You sell to one person. You don't sell to everybody. You are not a one-stop shop. One-stop shop is the kiss of death to an online business. You can't be everyone to all the billions of people on earth that you will have access to with an online business. You need to pick one person. When you're selling to one person. So who is your customer? That's the first thing. Second thing is, let's say she's 35 to 45 years old. Okay, we're picking one person. So let's say she's 40. So your customer is 40 years old. She works outside the home. Let's say she sells real estate. She's married. She has 2 young kids. She's very active. She likes to work out. She likes to dress up on the weekends. She likes to go on date night with her husband. She hangs out with her friends. They're very social. That's your customer. Okay, where does that person hang out? What's your guess? Like, if you were to find that person online, where would you look? Considering what I told you, what would be your best guess on where that person would hang out? What types of places would you want to be as a business owner? Would you want her to see? You want to put your business in front of her where she's at. So where would you hang out? What social media platform do you think that person would hang out in? In case you didn't know, anyone younger than 30 is going to be on Instagram. Anyone that's 30 or over is going to be on Facebook. 30-somethings can go either way, right? So that customer I just told you about, Evelyn, you're right. She'll be hanging out on Facebook. So you don't want to be putting 100% of your effort into Instagram, because that's not where she's ideally going to be hanging out. So you know who your customer is now. You know where she hangs out. What type of product would that person buy? So whether you're selling, let's say you're selling home goods, you're selling clothing, you're selling accessories, you're selling, would that person buy kids' clothes? I think so. What else would that person buy? That customer that I just explained, what do you think she would buy? What type of product would you want to have if you were selling to that customer? Or what do you sell? And we could say, okay, you know, she would buy that. So there are a lot of ladies I work with, gifts. Yeah, Evelyn, gifts. She would definitely buy gifts, right? Because she has the income. She's working full-time as a realtor. So yeah, she would buy gifts. I said she was social, right? So she's going to have friends, family. She's going to buy gifts for sure. Clothing, she's an agent, she's a realtor, they need to look good, right? So she's gonna, so you see how, okay, see how easy that was? Now imagine if you didn't know who your customer was. How would you know what product to sell to her if you don't know who she is? Tonya said accessories. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so if you didn't know who she was, if you had no idea, like, let's say you were just starting out and you were just like, I just want to sell to all women. I just think all women would love this product. Do you think that you're going to be able to sell your products if you don't know